Welcome to Real Truth Real Quick. My name is Rick Smith. I'm here with Todd Wagner.
Hello, Rick. Hello, friends.
All right. Well, Todd, today we got a good question. I grew up going to church camps, and at every church camp you go to, almost without fail, the guy gets up there and he goes, if you want to love Jesus, you take your cross up and follow him. Sounds really painful. What does it mean to take your cross up and follow Jesus?
Well, in Mark chapter 8, shows up in some of the other Gospels too, but we'll work out of Mark. In Mark chapter 8, verse 35, Jesus was talking to his disciples, and he says, if anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. And so let's talk about that, because the take up his cross is the second part. Let's get to the first part. What he says is you must deny yourself. All right. Now, that doesn't mean you stop having your personality. We know that when the Spirit of God invades a person, they keep all their unique characteristics and who they are. God made us all unique and distinct and different for a reason. The body has many different parts. And so there are some extroverts and some introverts. There's some people that are more scholarly and didactic, like Paul, and there's people that are maybe more whimsical, poetical, like David. And by denying yourself, he doesn't say we're all going to become the same personality. It also doesn't mean that you got to die. It doesn't mean that you're going to be a martyr, and deny that your right to live. And so definitely go pull up. It just means what it really means when it says deny yourself. It's the negative command to say, hey, I'm no longer going to live for me. Philippians 2, 3, and 4 would be a good cross-reference for that. Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit. Another good one would be Galatians 2:20. The life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and delivered himself up for me. It's no longer my life. I deny my desires, my impulses, my wills, so that I would say, not my will, but your will be done. Now, how about the other side, the one that you asked about, which is take up my cross? That's the positive. That's what you do. That phrase within the Jewish community was not a widely understood phrase, what it means to take up your cross. But Mark was writing to folks in Rome primarily, to the Gentile believer. And it was a commonly understood phrase within Rome, what it meant to take up your cross. And what Jesus probably had in mind there was when you took up your cross, in fact, as he did a little bit later, he was, in effect, under the submission of the leadership of Rome, or not Jesus himself. He was doing what the Father's will was. He said, I'm going to take up that cross myself. And it was the cross of atonement. That's not the cross we're supposed to take up. But what we're supposed to do, even as somebody who was judicially decreed by Rome to be guilty and under their authority, so they were going to be punished to die, they put themselves under that cross and showed their submission to that governing authority. Jesus was saying, hey, you put yourself under the submission to me and to the Father. And when you do things that the world goes, man, there's no reason a guy would do that unless there was some compelling authority over him. You say it's exactly right. And my authority is not one that is capricious or that is oppressing me. I gladly put myself under the yoke of the Savior, which is gentle, and he's humble in heart. And we're going to all be yoked to something. Jesus says, be yoked to my will and way. What I did is I thought about what this verse really means, is I actually kind of paraphrased Mark 8:34. And so let me read you my paraphrase, okay, all right, of the verse I've already quoted to you. So I would say this: if anyone wants to follow me continually, which is the idea here, if he wants to walk in my steps and lead a life that says to others, I'm learning how to live life by observing the life of Jesus the Christ, then let him say no to self-interest, selfish agendas, even self-preservation and human understanding, and say yes to God. That's the part of taking up your cross. And whatever he asks, no matter how unreasonable it may seem to you, to me, or to others, I gladly follow him. Not my will, but your will be done. That's what I think it means.
Great stuff. Well, hey, we'll put that paraphrase in the show notes. You can check that out if you're interested in that. And we hope that's helpful. And we'll see you next week on another episode of Real Truth Real Quick.